Recording. Okie dokie. Now the recording should have been started. So let's kick it off. We have 2 tickets only to refine. Let's start from this one since the community member already did an amazing job. Honestly, kudos to Vetsmand. He researched into all the possible different base images that we could use for KLT. So we wanted to look into the UV images, the chain guard, and also using KO, the command line for Google to build container. And he did an amazing job. So Moritz, do you have a at glance summary of everything?
We are kind of free to choose whatever we want if we want to change. The only thing is that UV is the only class of images in this case that kind of has some experience, so to say, with modern abilities because it's based on Red Hat Linux. So it gets the same treatment basically in terms of security updates. And of course, SLAs behind Red Hat Linux and stuff kind of safeguard that for UV as well. And then Chain Guard kind of also has SLAs, but there's no info available / less background info or experience.
Because as far
I think
as remember,
they have an SLA, but
okay.
Yeah.
And KO is the same as chain guard at the end.
Yeah, KO also uses chain guard images just with the KO CLI. Yeah, the community member kind of recommended to stay on what we are right now, but of course we can discuss that. Yeah, so he says he's not convinced that it makes sense to switch, but if we want to switch, the best alternative would be KO plus chain guard images as base.
Yeah, KO is for the SBOM out of the box, or those type of nice integration into the Go language would be good.
On the other hand, SBOM generation is literally 10 lines of code in the pipeline. Yeah, it's cool to have it out of the box, but it's also not hard to add it additionally to whatever we want. Yeah.
Opinion for the rest of the team, what we should move on.
What is used right now?
Distroless images.
And what image size there actually?
Image size is kind of negligible.
Yeah, but just interesting.
Let me try.
I don't have it at hand right now.
I don't have any Docker pool. I need to log in. So I don't have any image locally. I just clean up my cache. But should be around 40 megabytes.
Operator is 50 megs.
Yeah.
0.71 version.
So not much. I might suggest to move one step closer, maybe, to using KO and chain guard and move to the chain guard static base image. So if we decide to go to KO, it's easier. And if it works, good. Otherwise, we roll back and we might want to go to the OB.
Yeah, we could at least do a POC and
Yeah.
see how it goes.
So chain guard and something else, or in KO now, for the chain guard as image.
I mean, if it's easy, we can try a POC with KO as well, in addition, or together in one. But I don't know. I mean,
I'm just like, obviously. Is there what we're using? Is there a reason that we'd like something else?
I couldn't hear, the connection was interrupting. I couldn't follow what you said. Sorry, Mike. Could you please repeat?
Sorry, yeah, I just got that's why yeah. I just don't know the ground is and why we're thinking about switch. The problem with this one, or how does what we're using?
I
There are-
interpret she's asking whether there is a problem with the current one or what is the reason for the switch.
So right now there is no SLA that guarantees security vulnerability fixes. So we are at the mercy
Okay.
of whenever someone feels, okay, there is a vulnerability in the kernel, they will provide a fix. We don't have any estimation when this fix will be delivered. With ChainGuard and Ubi, we have some sort of SLA for that.
Reason. I figured that. Okay, so he says that there's no info available for chain guard, but you say it is. We know the chain guard.
I don't remember if it was because I spoke with them at KubeCon or I read it somewhere, but they have some sort of deadline in 30 or 60 days. I don't remember, honestly.
Okay, just curious. I'm just.
security and fixes of CVEs are one of their selling points, basically.
Yeah. It was with CVE,
Okay.
yes, that there is
Would
a...
that be patient at now? One could ask if we want something. that we're
Would you
choosing.
mind typing this
We have
question
no-
in the chat? We
Yeah,
really
please.
cannot
Your connection is
understand
really
you.
bad.
And I will close this ticket after I created the POC ticket, so...
Okay, I found it. So the public catalog doesn't have CVE SLAs. But what is it? If you pay for it, basically you get a 14-day critical CVE fixed time, or if you pay more, you get 7 days, according to their webpage. But I assume we don't have SLAs for the public images, but if they fix it anyways, they will probably fix it in the public images as well.
So, question of Mike. Should note that Giovanni has info that ChainGuard does have good record of handling security vulnerabilities, since this evaluation does not have that item checked. Can you send a link, Moritz, about what you just found? So, or comment to this ticket so we don't lose it, please.
Sure.
So the next key, the ticket is about some migration guide. A bit of context to bring everyone up to speed. So Keptn now we have two different versions, Keptn V1 and KLT. And the Keptn enhancement proposal 98, if I don't recall the ID, is to use KLT as an image of Keptn and not anymore Keptn V1, because KLT is more Kubernetes native. But we need to bring everyone from Keptn V1 to KLT eventually, because this is the main now phase of Keptn. And for that, we need to provide a way for users to migrate their current use cases that they're running with Keptn V1, how they can run the same exact use cases with KLT. And I think I spoke with Meg already quite a long time ago about the different use cases, and she summarized everything perfectly here. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 main topics that we should provide. The first one is why you need to migrate. What are the benefits of KLT compared to V1? And then general migration strategy. Yeah, what do you want to do with this, Meg?
It will grow over time, but we'll put down, what would you do first if you were starting to do that? And I think, it's like, okay, get yourself a Kubernetes environment that's deploying your software with Argo or Flux or something. And then, but do you do tasks first or evaluations first? And if you've got 40 tasks, do you throw them all in at once, or do you do them one at a time? This sort of soft stuff be sort of a checklist of roughly in order and reasons why you might want to do one thing before you did the other, and links to where there's more information about them. It would be one of those things that a lot of people wouldn't read, but some people would.
Okay, just more in depth, step by step migration.
Right. Sort of a summary thing.
Maybe here.
Add it away. This is definitely going to be a group project, so I'm not proprietary about anything.
Okay. Then we should focus on the continuous delivery use case, because if you look into the Keptn Slack, this is still quite used and popular. Having multi-stage delivery for your application, dev, hardening 2, hardening US, hardening Central Europe, and finally production to everyone. The same, but with KLT. Then quality gates. The other use case of Keptn is to prevent bad software to go into production. And how we can migrate then the quality gate SLO files with KLT that we now called evaluations. And then another use case quite popular is take yet another tool into your pipeline, thanks to Jess. So many people want to run their own different tools at any stages of the delivery. And they are using that, they're doing that, sorry, with Job Executor Service. So a way to replace this. And this can be done thanks to the KLT tasks. Especially now that we have the container runtime, this migration should be straightforward. And then the last point, which is not widely used in Keptn, but still some people have experimented with that, is continuous remediation, or day 2 operations also called, where we do, maybe we can refer to the Keptn metric and watch for them to react to changes and provide something. This part still, it's not fully supported by KLT, but we have some HPA integration or Slack message, so we can provide general use cases how people can do that.
Right. And I think our indication is that the people who are doing anything with remediation in Keptn v1 are mostly just doing that. Check and see, you know, do I still have enough CPUs? Do I still have enough memory? And if not, send somebody a Slack message.
From my takeaway after my talk at KubeCon, a lot of people reach out. We spoke about how they are doing remediation, and they don't do remediation.
Right.
Everyone tried that automatically, and everyone failed because of state in Kubernetes. It's hard, and you cannot roll back or automate that. There is always the need of a human to really look into. So this, we might even not want to provide any migration guide, but
Yeah,
we
I think
will
it's
look
good.
into.
I think part of it, as I look at the you know, I'm still figuring all this stuff. Reading the documentation for remediations, it was a little complicated. And there certainly is value in having it out there and saying, hey, this and this is going wrong, and notifying me. I don't have to get up every 2 hours and read through all the logs myself. It's I mean, yeah, we'll put massive energy. We'll put more energy into converting your JES stuff into.
Exactly, I will give
tasks.
lower priority to this, since I would like to get more community feedback into how they're
Mhm.
using auto remediation currently in Keptn v1,
Right.
for what reasons, so we can then support them migrating to KLT properly.
My thought of this, I mean, as I understand, I don't think we've migrated anybody. So nobody knows how, but we're putting what we know and over comment and
You have a lot of
Your connection is dropping again, yeah.
yeah.
Oh shoot. I'm starting to the last off for it. And I'm here. They're not breaking up. Yep. Voila.
Maybe now it's better.
That
Not really.
am I coming through? Okay, going to chat.
But anyway, this is just a general high-level view of the different topics that we should cover on supporting migration guides for our users. And Mike created all the different tickets here, so you can pick and choose whatever. Also, all of these might be very good first issues, since this means you need to play with V1 and KLT, so you need to understand the differences and support other people understanding these differences. There is a prerequisite before we can go ahead and work on this ticket, which is the release of 0.8, because we need 0.8. All tickets have been implemented. Now we need just to polish it. In the documentation phase, there are still one PR that we need to merge, and Meg, I will have a look after this meeting. Then we can go over the last PRs merged, make sure that the titles are correct, otherwise change them and polish the change log. And finally, trigger the official release. This will happen tomorrow. Right before our community meeting, we should have a version 0.8 out. And after 0.8 is out, we have the container runtime, which enables us to basically have all the migrations possible. What Meg said in the chat is your connection is still dropping. We don't have experience migrating, but I'm thinking we start putting information together and we will grow over time. Yes, I agree. Let's start somewhere and then learn from that.
Target breaking up still.
For the last point that you said, that this one, yes, I changed it because maybe I spoke with you. It should be not really migrate Keptn v1 Helm charts to KLT, but is how people can deploy the Helm chart through Keptn, but instead of doing that with Keptn v1, have multi-stage delivery or what we call the continuous delivery with KLT. I will adapt this here.
I have a question about that. Do we plan to change the way we install our Helm chart and our options to support installing only partially and this kind of things? Does this follow up in here?
No, this is not part of the migration guides, I would say. I would rather have that as a follow-up or independent from the migration guide, because we can assume that you install every component and then.
And the same goes for quality gates, because for now we have a naive implementation of.
Yes, we need to work on a roadmap to have a feature parity between the different SLOs style, because currently KLT is a more naive implementation compared to what the Lighthouse service was able to do. So we'll also create a follow-up epic for exactly doing that. And target to release this migration guides is 0.9, and I agree. I would suggest 0.9 migration guides plus the SLO parity. So we can really migrate all the users promising the same feature sets. Needs to be simultaneously working on how to implement KLT. We have a start and much of the info is the same. Migration guide should reference basic how to implement KLT. Yes.
In other words, what I want to say the same, different.
I can hear only words and
Every other, yeah.
every other what I could hear. Damn it. But I think we covered the topic. Oh, oopsie.
Just for yucks.
I wanted to close
Any
this one.
better? Is that any better? Drew?
The microphone is good. The problem is the
Yeah.
connection.
No.
It's connection issues.
Yep.
But okie dokie. So I think we covered this. I will
Hmm.
put into the let's go to Git roadmap. Both of them. This was refined. This is planned. Milestone 0.9. Perfect. Any other issue that you would like to refine? Otherwise, I know that you, Geoffrey, prepare a PR. Where is it? We are together with Rakshit working on blocking that until we do the release, so we can unlock you tomorrow, basically. Yes, Geoffrey.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey.
So, based on what you are saying, I'm currently working on an issue. So, should I wait on the issue until, am I being blocked on the issue? I just want to you made something clear. I'm not too clear what you just said now.
Did you open an issue?
I
No, I
maybe
was assigned an issue.
this was the injection of the decoder, and we agreed this is something which is transparent to users. So that one was merged already.
Okay, perfect. True. I forgot. True. They only follow up the bump of the container of the what's it called, the
Controller
runtime. Yeah, controller
Yes,
runtime.
controller runtime.
Yes.
That
For
one is
that,
blocked until after the release, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
So,
it's here.
I should not work on the issue after the release. Is that correct?
Exactly.
You can start.
You can
can
of course
start.
work on the issue, just the pull request will be merged after we release tomorrow.
Okay, maybe I'll start
yeah.
working on it. Much better.
Or bring everyone up to speed about why we are doing that is because having the controller runtime bumped here, basically this dependency, requires a lot of breaking changes. It's transparent to the end users, beside the fact of which Kubernetes version we do support. Bumping this runtime means that we need to drop support for version 23 or 24.
24.
24 because this goes to 27.
Uh,
To 26.
That- Yeah, that's why we want to do in the
there-
next following up
for that.
release.
Okay.
And as part of that PR, that we should also bump then the documentation.
Just
Oh.
chatting that. Yes, thank you.
Perfect. So if there are no
Is
further,
that Israel? Do you want to do the docs? Can you hear me?
Come again?
yes. But your connection, Mike, is bad, but we need to adapt also, yeah, the
I
documentation.
just counted it under the ticket.
No.
Let's add a DoD
Yes.
entry here just to make sure. Okay. Okie dokie. Then, if there are no further topics to discuss, thanks everyone for joining. Have a great rest of your day and see you tomorrow at the community meeting. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.